emissions actually rose in 2023 compared to 2022. It was about 410 million tons more, which works out to a 1.1% increase.
Okay, so still going up. Why? What drove that increase?
Couple of things, really. Coal use actually went up in some places, mainly for generating power. Sometimes that's tied to specific economic things or energy security worries. Natural gas emissions were, interestingly, pretty stable, maybe even slightly down. And renewables, they grew a lot, which is good news, but just, well, not quite fast enough to cancel out all the fossil fuel use, you see.
Right, that 1.1% rise is definitely sobering. But I thought the sources mentioned something else, kind of a counterpoint, something slowing the growth down. Is there any, good news hidden in there, a bit of a silver lining?
Yes, absolutely. And this is where it gets really interesting, actually. What the IEA data shows very clearly is how much worse it could have been. Without the clean energy technologies we already have deployed, think solar PV, wind power that emissions increase would have been 3 times higher.
3 times? Wow.
Yeah, 3 times. So while the total number is still concerning, obviously, the impact of renewables is huge. Solar and wind, mainly because they're getting cheaper and better, they aren't just chipping away at the edges, they're fundamentally changing the path we're on. They really are making a massive difference already, slowing things down considerably. It kind of underlines just how critical they are.
Okay, so let's bring this together for you listening. We've seen the huge headline number, 37.4 billion tons. We know where it's mostly coming from, electricity, transport, industry, and we know emissions are still rising slightly. But crucially, there's this massive impact from clean energy already happening, preventing a much steeper rise. Hopefully that gives you a quick but clear picture of the current situation.
And maybe it leaves us all with a thought, right? If renewables are already stopping emissions from being 3 times worse, well, what does that tell us about where we need to focus our efforts? What does it imply about the scale and the priorities needed as we keep tackling, the climate challenge? It's definitely something to think about the power of the solutions we already have.